I don't know how many of you work in teams, or maybe some of you are team leaders. I work in a team helping to run a charity, and I want to tell you about a team meeting a couple of years ago where actually it wasn't just one meeting, it was a series of meetings over a period of months, and there were two team members who just didn't get on. One of them saw the life in this way, and the other one saw the life in this way, and they just more and more knocked heads, clashed. One worked on a weekly timescale, one worked on a monthly timescale, and they just couldn't see things the same way, and it was causing more and more tension in the team. I don't know if any of you relate to that. I'm sure some of you probably do. But what happened next was interesting. The team leader started working with them individually, and within 3 months, they were working together beautifully. It was like magic. I wanted to work out what had happened. So I looked at what the team leader had done, and I spoke to the team leader and found out. And I've basically developed a magic formula as a result. Before I tell you what the magic formula for working with teams is, I am going to show you a magic trick. Now, some of you will know, if you know me, those of you who have never met me won't know this, I am a magician. I'm currently the chair of the Magic Circle, which is the premier magic society in the world. About 1,500 members worldwide, and I'm currently the chair, and I do magic. Not many live magic shows during lockdown, which is very sad. But I'll show you this. I've got a very old opera hat here. I don't know if you've ever seen one of these. It's a top hat which folds up, and it's very nice. And this is the hat I use when I have to go and do shows abroad, and you've got to travel, and it's very hard. But what I want to show you is what comes out of this folding hat is my little teddy. Now, Nick Dewey looks delighted by my little teddy. This is Chippy the Chipmunk, was actually my second ever teddy bear. Now, you may have been able to work out how I did that trick. I'm not allowed to tell you the secrets, but if you work it out, that's fine. Some magic tricks are easy to work out, some aren't. I can tell you that wasn't real magic. Now, I'm really sorry if that's really disappointed some people, and if they're heartbroken because I'm telling you real magic doesn't exist. Yeah, I make my living as a magician. I work with magicians all the time. We don't actually believe in real magic. We can't tell you the secrets, but it's not real. And when you look at your team leader, who is brilliant at sorting out conflicts in your team, and it looks like magic, it's not real magic. There is something you can learn. I don't know if you've heard of Penn and Teller. Penn and Teller Fool Us? Some of you may have seen that show. They have a show on TV. They have a big show in Vegas. And Teller is a great magical thinker. And one thing he once said was this. I'm going to hold this up. I don't know if you can read that. Sometimes magic is just someone spending more time on something than anyone else might reasonably expect. Sometimes magic is just someone spending more time on something than anyone else might reasonably expect. And if you've ever seen any of Penn and Teller's stuff, Teller does this amazing trick with a wooden ball which floats across the stage, and it looks absolutely impossible. He said that quote in response to that trick. He just spent more time than was reasonable on it. Much, 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 much more time. But if you have a simpler magic trick, you can spend less time. And my point is here, if you want to learn how to manage your team, it's just a question of learning stuff. And you learn the techniques, you practice them, you'll get better at them, and then your colleagues will think you are magic. So what is the magic formula? Well, it is M-A-G-I-C. M stands for moving. So if you've got a difficult team member, what you need to do is get on the phone to them and talk to them and spend time talking to them. And before you talk to them, you write out M-A-G-I-C, and by each one you go through and think, right, moving. How can I engage the emotions of this person? What's going to excite them? Can I do something that's going to make them happy, or somehow engage their emotions? Because when our emotions are engaged, we're invested in something. A is for attuning. Attuning means getting in tune with. How does this person tick? Where's their starting point? How are they thinking? What's motivating them? That's attuning. G, giving. What can I give this person? Can I give them some more responsibility? Maybe a bit more time off? Can I send them a card? Make them feel good? How can I give something to them, be generous to them? I is for inspiring. How can I make them see a great vision for the future? How their contribution could make a real difference to the team and to the organisation? And then C is connecting. And actually C comes first. Although it comes at the end of magic, it comes first. I have to put it at the end of magic because otherwise it would be kamagie, and that isn't a word. So it's magic. Connecting. How can I connect with this person? And that might be a shared interest. It might be people you know in common. You might know about their home situation. You might have shared hobbies. Somewhere, you might even just talk about the weather. It all depends how you know them and how well you know them, and you'll get to know them better and be able to talk about other things. That's the connection that underpins all of it and surrounds all of it. So the magic formula: moving, attuning, giving, inspiring, connecting. If you have someone in your team who's being a pain, who is difficult, and there's no obvious solution, spend time getting to know them and employ the magic formula. Think about it before you talk to them and keep employing it all the time. And you can do that with each of your team members and you'll see magical results. Now I've got a request. I'm actually putting together a training course for team leaders based on the magic formula. And at the moment I'm doing some research. So I want to talk to team leaders, to spend 15 minutes chatting to them, to ask them some questions about their experience of leading teams so I can make the course as effective as possible. Alex has already been brilliant. She's getting loads of plaudits this evening because she's put me in touch with one of her team leaders already, and I've got an appointment booked in this week, which is fantastic. Thank you so much, Alex. But if anybody else is in a team and could put me in touch with their team leader, or you're a team leader yourself, please let me know and maybe I can get them to help me out. But remember the magic formula: moving, attuning, giving, inspiring and connecting. Thank you from me and Chippy the Chipmunk.